BetVictor sponsors Sky Sports coverage of World Matchplay darts.
Blackpool is buzzing tonight. Constant tension around the Winter Garden. Filling the power. Taylor's done it again.
This is On The Wire from the BetVictor World Matchplay at the Blackpool Winter Gardens. I'm Dan Dawson, and as usual, we're going to start with the headlines. First, Andy the Hammer Hamilton back at the Winter Gardens. Next, terrible new fitness DVD out soon. And Whitlock v Wade, needle.
Revenge is sweet.
Well, I am joined by a two-time BetVictor World Matchplay winner in Rod Harrington. Rod, thank you very much for being here. There is one place to start. It's with the world number one, Michael van Gerwen. A 16-12 win over Dave Chisnell. High-quality encounter. And for the first time, he wasn't the favourite in the tournament. In play, he actually slipped to second favourite during that match.
He didn't realise that, Dan. Yeah, what a great game. And you have to take your hat off to Dave Chisnell. I think that's the best I've seen him play on TV. And hopefully he's going to take the best parts out of that game and move on from here and really do something this year. I mean, his scoring was great. The only thing that cost him that game was 4 ton-plus finishes from Van Gerwen. 145, 130, 129 and the 126. But the 129 was to go 13-12 up before the last break against the throw. That was the only difference. A great performance by Michael and from Dave.
Yeah, MVG did tell me before the match he wanted to be tested at this tournament. He certainly got it tonight. Here's what he had to say to Dave Allen, our man.
Michael, congratulations. Last year you defeated Dave in a thrilling quarter-final. This one probably even topped that. It was a fantastic match to watch. What was it like to play in?
Yeah, it was a fantastic game to play as well. Dave Chisnell, he's a fabulous player, high scoring. You could see that. Half to the game, we had about 5-6 legs. Every time I was with 9 dots under 100, and he won most of them legs, and that says how good he is. But not good enough tonight. I played well. I had a couple of very good finishing on the right moments, and that really helped me. Serious. Yeah,
you mentioned the finishes there at 12 all. To break throw, you took out the 129 on the ball. Yeah. That was a massive shot.
Yeah, the ball was quite good all the game through for me, and it was amazing for me, that shot. That's kind of shots they make a game, or you're gonna lose by that if someone else throws them. But I'm really happy it helped me, and I want to keep this going. It's fantastic. I really enjoy this tournament. I'm already so far as last year, but now I want to do a step better. I've never been in the final of the World Matchplay, so I'm giving 500%. Simple.
You said that you wanted to be tested. You said that you wanted to take your average over 100. You've had both of those tonight.
Yeah, I had to, but I knew Dave was doing that. Dave is a fantastic player, and average over the 102, actually nearly 103. And I'm very happy with that, and also over this kind of format, that's fantastic. He put me under real pressure, and I needed to do the things what I did, and it's amazing.
You got a day.
Well, Michael van Gerwen saying Simon Whitlock fears him. Simon Whitlock is his opponent in the semi-finals after Whitlock beat James Wade 16-10, 4-0 down, Rod, and he reels off 11 of the next 13 legs. He told me he was playing in a euphoric state, like some sort of trance. Played like it, didn't he?
Yeah, and that's a big word for a dart player, I have to say. No, he did. Wade, he got out the gate quick, but what happened in the next 3 mini sessions, as we call them, which is 5 legs, Wade's 140s and 180s dried up and went to tons, but Whitlock's, that's when he hit most of his 140s and 180s, and then took the doubles out, and it was a great performance. And once he got in front of Wade, he was never going to let Wade back in the game, and Whitlock did close it out. I mean, he's had a few upsets here in the Winton Gardens, but that weren't one of them.
Really weird moment in that game. In one of the breaks, it was 12-8 to Whitlock. James Wade comes backstage, just where I was, asked somebody, what's the score? Didn't know the score. I shouted 12-8, didn't even know it was James Wade. Anyway, let's hear from Whitlock. It was Dave Allen.
First man through to the BetVictor World Matchplay semi-final, Simon Whitlock, absolutely beaming here as you come off stage. How are you feeling right now?
I feel fantastic. You know, I was very focused before I played tonight. I had a mission in my mind. You know, I lost a close game to James last year. I wanted to get some revenge over that, and I did.
Second game running, you've been 4-0 down and battled back to win. Do you need to put yourself in that position?
Yeah, maybe sometimes. You know, it's good to be 4-0 down. Then you know what you got to do, and you know, I just back myself to play well.
Yeah, you were really consistent throughout the game there.
Yeah, you know, my confidence is sky high. I can be 4-0 down and still come back. So, you know, bring it on, everybody.
This is a position you've been in before a few years ago. I think it was 2010 when you reached the semi-finals here. But you're back to that kind of form, aren't you?
Yeah, you know, when I lost to Phil 4 years ago, I was sick. I'd come up with some horrible bug and I played horrendous against Phil. But, you know, it's a different time. Whitlock now, more experienced, much better player than 4 years ago.
Simon Whitlock that might be walking away from here with his second major title perhaps on Sunday?
You know, that's in the back of my mind, but I'll just play one match at a time now and hopefully I'll win.
Well done tonight.
Thank you very much. Cheers, Dave.
Well, a significant night in the chase for the title. BetVictor's Charlie McCann is with us. Charlie, what has that done to the outright odds?
Thanks, Dan. Yeah, well, Michael van Gerwen is 6-4 favourite. At one stage, as you said, Dan, he was 3-1 when he was down to Chisnall early. Phil Taylor at that stage was the 5-4 favourite. We were 6-4 each at 2 as soon as Van Gerwen beat Chisnall. We've decided just to ease so that we do have an outright favourite. That remains Michael van Gerwen. He, of course, is in the last four, and Phil yet to get into the last four. 13-8 Phil Taylor. Adrian Lewis 11-2. Simon Whitlock place assured in the semi-finals at 10s. Gary Anderson 10-1 when a match that will be, and Wes Newton 66-1. Wes on the drift. He hasn't done anything apart from stay at home today, but he's 40-1 out to 66-1. Michael van Gerwen, the 6-4 favourite for what will be his first World Matchplay.
Well, interesting odds there. If you do want to have a bet on them yourself, we can show you how with the new BetVictor app. Charlie McCann, he gone done this.
Hi, here I'm at the Winter Garden, Blackpool, and I just want to show you our new BetVictor darts app. This is a must tool for all darts aficionados throughout the globe. You can take this wherever you are. Just want to show you how quick it is as well. Let's go on to the live matches that it is. Chizzy in play, 6-5 down against Van Gerwen. And you can just see how quick that is. You heard Paul Hinks calling the 180. You saw it there. It's absolutely simultaneously. And again, we might be onto something special here. You can just say, and then we can go down here for the statistics. We know it's 6-5. We can tell you that I've been Michael, where he's been finishing, the highest finish so far, 145. I can tell you the number of 180s, number of 140s. It really is an absolute must for all dart aficionados. Don't forget your BetVictor darts app. You can keep up to date wherever you are with all the major tournaments. Free, of course, and really is a must for all your darts lovers.
Charlie McCann with the new BetVictor app and a prominently placed fan during that little piece. We have got some games on Friday night. The other semi-final will be set up. Rod, Anderson v Lewis and Taylor v Newton. Taylor, obviously, we all want to see him, but that Anderson-Lewis game looks incredible.
Yeah, it's a highlight of the night for me. I mean, you've got two of the rawest talents in the game playing at the top of their game, and the pace will suit both players, which really is something you need in a game. If you're both running at the same pace, you ain't going to get gamesmanship. You're just going to get on with it, which these two will. It's going to be loads of 180s. There's going to be some big checkouts, and I haven't got a clue who's going to win it. I really haven't. I've sat on the fence on that one, and you ain't going to move me.
Yeah, I spoke to Gary Anderson after he beat Stephen Bunting. He actually said, I want to see how fast this lad can play. I want to speed him up, and he reckons that was part of his victory. In terms of Taylor v Newton, I mean, Phil will be the overwhelming favourite. We'll get the odds from Charlie in a second. Can Wes win this one?
I'm afraid he can't. No, I mean, the first two games proved that he had a little flaw in his throw. He's got nothing to lose, so he can just get up there and relax. But if Phil starts to go 5-6-0 up, Wes may get a little bit embarrassed, and Wes is a better player than what he's been playing here. But sometimes, you know, your form just goes. You've got to get over it. I mean, honestly, it would take a miracle for him to beat Phil Taylor tomorrow night.
Well, Charlie McCann from BetVictor, why don't you tell us what the odds are for the evening's action?
Friday's matches, Gary Anderson 11-10. Despite playing very well, of course, against Adrian Lewis. Adrian, who was sensational in his first round game, and he was on, of course, when the Milkman in the second game. And then you got Phil Taylor, 1-14 he was, but people have come in and backed him at 1-14. He's now 1-20 against Wes 8 out to 10-1. And McCann's money makers. Phil Taylor, well, he called it once, why can't he call it again? Phil Taylor, 9 dart finish. Remember, this was 18-1, of course. and it's now into 14 to 1. We've had our fingers burned once. Can the power, of course, burn our fingers for a second time. Taylor to win most 180s and the highest checkout against Newton. Now again, Wes, can hit his 180s, and of course the highest checkouts. I'm not suggesting it's a lottery, but if we think Taylor's win, so forget that one, that's out. We think he'll get most 180s, so it's the highest checkout. I think odds against there are 11 to 8. I think that's a very good price. And Phil Taylor on the handicap -7.5 against Wes Newton. I think Wes coming into the game, if you'd have told him he'd reach the quarterfinals against Phil Taylor, I think he'd have bit your hand off. He hasn't in the greatest of form. Phil, meanwhile, we know he's relentless, and he'd be for me. Friday's double as well. If you think Phil Taylor, I think he will win, have most 180s, the highest checkouts. What about if Adi does exactly the same thing? The double there, and hand 17 to 2 with ourselves at BetVictor. And more importantly, Harrington's hotspots.
Well, I'm going with Phil Taylor that had the highest average on the night, 8 to 11. I think Phil Taylor's going to throw in 106, 107. We know Anderson and Lewis could probably just go over that 100, but they miss doubles at times. Phil Taylor doesn't, and that's why I'm going for Taylor on that. Over 102.5 average on the night. Well, the 8 to 11 for Phil Taylor comes down to the 5 to 6 now, to be quite honest. So if you back the 5 to 6 instead of the 8 to 11, you're better off. And then Phil Taylor, as you did, Charlie, against Wes Newton. I really can't see Wes getting 9 legs against Phil Taylor. I think Phil Taylor, the one thing he's got in his locker, he don't care who he plays, he's leg on leg pressure. He just does it against anybody. He'd do it against his mother, he'd do it against me, he'd do it against anybody. He will murder Wes Newton tomorrow night on that.
Absolutely brutal betting tips here when it comes to Wes Newton. We'll have to see if the Fleetwood man can turn it around, but we have got Sammi Marsh working for us all this week, and she's been doing the Twitter takeover. This time, it's with Wayne Mardle.
Hi, I'm Sammi Marsh. I'm doing the Twitter takeover today, and I have Wayne Mardle with me. Hi, Wayne.
Hi, Sammi. How are you?
I'm fine. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks.
Okay, so the first question is, do you consider yourself a good golfer, or are you a cheat? You can guess who said it.
I'm a bit of both, definitely. I'm a good 12 handicapper. Who was that? Who was that from?
Rod.
He's
Said you're a cheat.
He's bitter because he's passed it. Carry on.
Be honest, how much do you miss being on the Blackpool stage?
I miss it loads. If I really wanted to play the tour again, to get back on it, then back on that stage, then I'd like to give it a go, but I just haven't got the application. I haven't got the mindset to be a winner anymore, and I'd love to be up there, but I'm afraid I'm probably just not good enough.
You seem
Carry on.
You seem a lot slimmer than you used to be. Have you given up your kebabs?
I've never really eaten kebabs. I was a McDonald's fiend and Kentucky Fried Chicken. And I'm slimmer, yes. I look very, very good.
You look very good, yeah.
Thank you.
Apart from darts, who is your favourite sports person?
Michael Johnson, the 400-metre runner and 200-metre runner. Superb. He's not very good now. I'm probably quicker than him now, but just brilliant. I love the way he ran. He was so unorthodox. But
Can you give us an impression of you running? Like Baywatch?
What, on the spot?
Yeah.
See? It's poetry in motion.
Amazing. How is it possible that you're always so happy?
I'm not all the time.
I know that. I share a dressing room with you.
See some things in there, I'll tell you. No, I live a charmed life. I've got reasons to be happy. I'm still involved in a sport that I love, and it's great.
How much would we have to pay to see you in a Chizzy vest?
You wouldn't have to pay anything. Just get hold of a vest and I'll wear it. I might look like Onslow out of, what's it called?
Oh, I know
Mrs.
what
Bouquet or
Mrs.
whatever you call
Bouquet.
it.
Who is the most knowledgeable co-commentator?
Nah, there isn't one.
Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Wayne Mardle there, darts player, entertainer, golf cheat. That's about it for On The Wire. Thank you very much to Rod Harrington for being with us, and of course BetVictor's Charlie McCann. On a night that saw the progression of the world #1 Michael van Gerwen into the semi-finals, it also meant that Dave Chisnell was dumped out of the tournament, and with Chizzy goes this. Good night.
Blackpool is buzzing tonight. Constant tension around the Winter Garden. Feeling the power. Taylor's done it again.
BetVictor sponsors Sky Sports coverage of World Matchplay darts.